semaglutide, an anti-diabetic drug sold under the names of Ozempic, Wegovy, Rybelsus, is becoming very popular by influencers and celebrities. We can lose weight quickly without risking our life, and I always recommend to do it immediately before the meal to improve our dopamine levels. So, you need to lose weight fast. You go on vacations or you have an event and you feel fat. I don't know how much time do you have, but faster than this method I'm going to share with you, only if it's surgery. On this channel, I share science-based solutions for everyday life. My name is André Dourado, and I am an integrative health expert from Portugal. Desperate people take medications that harm their health and can cause very serious problems. The use of amphetamines or speeds help to reduce weight but can cause agitation, nervousness, sleep loss, increased heart rate and lead to depression and heart problems. Semaglutide, an anti-diabetic drug sold under the names of Ozempic, Wegovy, Rybelsus, is becoming very popular by influencers and celebrities to lose weight, but when it goes wrong, you win one of the following prizes: inflammation of the pancreas, known as pancreatitis, thyroid tumor, diabetic retinopathy, an eye disease, kidney damage, or allergic reactions, among other possibilities. I know it's more important to be thin than healthy, and the most important thing in life is to look amazing, even if we are rotten inside. And of course, it's worth risking our lives to have only 5 minutes of fame. Of course, it's not worthy, but for many people, these are the priorities. The ego and its insecurities are responsible for this, but we can lose weight quickly without risking our life. We just have to overcome inertia and be willing to go through some discomfort, because without discomfort, there is no overcoming, and without overcoming, there is no dopamine. And without dopamine, there is no self-confidence and self-esteem. When we lose weight with medication, we solidify the reasons and habits that make us sick. When we lose weight with coherence, we gain resilience, strength, and self-esteem. The choice is yours. The law of inertia says that everything that is at rest wants to stay still, and everything that is in motion wants to keep moving. When we get used to being sedentary, we feel the law of inertia and the desire to exercise is less than zero. When we exercise almost every day, if we don't exercise for a week, we feel like missing something. Remember this every day for the first 4 weeks. At most, after 1 month, you already entered the law of movement and you won't want to stop anymore. I really recommend doing sports to lose weight because it helps us not to become with a flabby and aged look. Physical exercise tones and rejuvenate, and in addition, you will lose much more weight if you also do what I'm going to tell you now. To lose weight quickly, practice intermittent fasting or prolonged fasting. To practice prolonged fasting, you need to be first black belt in intermittent fasting. And there are basically 2 main methods. The first one is slower and second one is faster to lose weight. The first one is random fasting days and the second one is 24 hours fasting. There's even a third one that's even faster, but I will tell you about that later. Random days means that one day you do 16 hours, another day 20 hours and another 18 hours of fasting. We don't allow our body to adapt. We stay in physiological stress mode, is good stress, which allows us to lose weight. If you always practice 16 hours of fasting, we'll lose weight, but at a certain point this will stop. Tell me in the comments below if that happened to you. If you haven't seen my intermittent fasting guide, watch after this one to understand more about types of intermittent fasting. To do random fasting days, you need first to learn how to do intermittent fasting. And if you have a modern American diet, it can take you at least 2 weeks to get used to it. Some people can start fasting in a few days, but they don't eat too much bread, sweets or soft drinks. Your diet and your metabolic flexibility, it is the elasticity of your engine, will define how much time do you need. Fasting for 24 hours is even more effective, but after the weight stabilizes, it should be replaced by random fasting days if we need to lose more weight. But before we practice this type of fasting, we should practice 18 hours fasting without any effort. In the 24 hours fasting, we only do one meal per day, and it should be according with our chronotype, as I explained in Intermittent Fasting Guide. This type of fasting not only helps us lose weight quickly, but also rejuvenate, improves health and increase longevity. And it also improves our productivity because we become more calm and focused. If we combine it with physical exercise, the weight loss can be even greater and faster. And I always recommend to do it immediately before the meal to improve our dopamine levels. First the hunt, then reward. And if we combine all of this with cider vinegar and cold water immersions, the results can be astonishing. Watch my video about how to lose belly fat without physical exercise to understand why cider vinegar and cold water immersions help us to burn more fat. This third method is not for everyone. First, we need to be a 24 hours fasting black belt. Once we have experience practicing this type of fasting, we can try this method that make us lose so much more weight quickly, and it's called prolonged fasting. Consists of going 48 hours or more without eating. Watch my video about my 72 hours fast to see my personal experience practicing this type of technique. Above the 36 hours threshold, our metabolism increases, which makes us burn much more fat. That's why prolonged fasting is much more efficient than intermittent fasting burning fat. I always combine my prolonged fasting with sports because I'm used to it. If you've never done it, just do a 48 hours fast combined with walking. After 48 hours you feel so good you want to continue, just do it until the 72 hours limit. I know people that went 1 year without eating, but they weighed more than 200 kilos. They had a lot of stored energy, okay? So that's possible. I always recommend taking also a supplement of vitamins and minerals when we fast for several weeks. But I do not advise you to fast for several weeks without supervision. There are centers in Europe and America dedicated to prolonged fasting, where we can find psychological and medical support we might need to do a prolonged fast safely for several weeks. So, in short, from the slower to the faster, first, random days of intermittent fasting. Second, 24 hours fasting. And third, fasting from 48 to 72 hours. And in the following weeks, practice random fasting days from 16 to 24 hours. If you can do this for 1 to 2 months, even better. You can always have 1 or 2 days out of the box per week. Well, any questions in the comments below, and see you in the next video.